Alrighty, folks, it may be hard to believe, but what you are looking at here is 106 years of experience. Yes, Mr. Stephen Dow and I are both 53. And what we're going to do here is we're going to look back and give advice to high school seniors. Yes, you're 17, 18 years old. You're about to graduate high school. We're going to give you advice from 106 years of experience. But Stephen, before we jump into this, let's get that marketing thing out of the way so we don't get distracted.
I mean, unless somebody gets offended, I was going to see how that would affect stock prices. Anyway, although I work very happily for Velocity Morris Capital, all the ideas and topics discussed on this channel are that of my own. So, but I'm sure this topic ain't going to affect anything regarding business. So, nevertheless, let's get it going.
Yeah. So what I want to do here is I want to give 8 things. We're going to do 4 each. We're going to go back and forth, ping pong style. Okay. You are the guest, so lead us off. What's the first thing you would tell a high school senior if you're, I don't know, at the graduation ceremony or inside one of their classes? What are you telling them?
I mean, again, I think looking back, because again, I think it depends at that stage where you're at and what you've done leading up to that. Because again, I remember my high school career, I wasn't focused, I got the ability, that's apparent. But as far as the discipline part, yeah, that's where I lacked. And I think it starts from the home. I don't know what that's like, where supervision, parenting, like both parent households, that's going to put a little bit more, hopefully, focus, you know what I mean? Or emphasis on that. Obviously, school's not for everybody. As now, what I've learned, being, 54 years almost on this planet, maybe school's not for everybody sometimes, you know what I mean? Maybe as a senior, maybe the trades, right? That might be, because nowadays, again, it's a different time, so I can't really, 18 back then, at that time, maybe different, but what I know now, at 18 now, trades are going to be making big buku bucks in the right areas. Yeah. And so it's definitely underserved kind of, area. But yeah, again, man, 18, your life's ahead of you. You've got so much promise. Just don't get distracted about a lot of what's going on out there that's trying to throw you off. Don't get distracted with, meaningless, things. And again, I don't want to get too preachy either, but, theology is another kind of, area that provides discipline, focus, and structure. And I think that's very helpful, even though sometimes, some of that gets a little clouded and you get, what I mean? Because you see different things. But I think that really gives you a good base as far as like a foundation, as far as faith. But outside of that, man, just discipline, stay focused. I mean, you're just on your beginning stages. You could be a monster if you stay focused. Because right now, with what's available out there and opportunity, oh my goodness, right planning, right supervision, and just effort, bro, making the right moves. It's, I mean, there's 18-year-old millionaires.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I don't know, like, give them like a dream or something. And hopefully they're not going to like, OnlyFans. Yeah, sure. But I'm talking about like sustainable, like real, but 18. Wow.
Yeah. I'm glad you went there to begin with. I think the first thing I would tell folks, and I think this is very different from my upbringing. Again, I was told to go to school, get a good job, climb the corporate ladder, make a lot of money, right? That was kind of the saying. But what I would tell a high school senior today is, unless you have a clear path, I might skip a year and just see. I think college is grossly overvalued for most people, right? You want to be a lawyer, doctor, engineer,
a professional.
Right?
Yes.
You have a plan, go for it.
Right.
I unfortunately didn't have a plan, right? I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Thankfully, I went to junior college, shout out Dianza, right? Which was like Pierce College. Yeah. Which was like $8 a unit or whatever. So I didn't get all that debt for my first 2 years when I was
all your lower GEs out there.
I didn't know what I was doing, right? Yep. And oh, by the way, I got married at 19. There's another mistake, but whatever. Hey, yeah, it's
that'll be one of the 8 that we talk about.
Yeah, that'd be one of the 8. Yeah, but again, what I would tell folks is, don't believe the hype. College is not for everyone.
Right.
And as Stephen Dow, like you said, like the trades, even the Wall Street Journal is saying the trades are going to be the next millionaires, electricians, plumbers, all of that. And as you're seeing with millennials, the millennial generation has the most debt. It's said to be around $94,000. A lot of that has to be tuition debt.
Right.
It's just not worth it. I think college is I think we'll have half as many colleges in a decade because of AI and just the fact that it has to change. We got to get government out of student loan debt. So yeah, my first one kind of mirrors yours is unless you have a clear path, don't go to college, at least for a year, because you got to figure it out. Dude, you're 17, you're 18 years old. Why sign up for all that debt? That's where I start. What do you got for number 2?
Oh man, health. I think that's something that sometimes, even as a young 18-year-old, invincible, I'm running through walls like I got, you know what I'm saying, tiger blood, like I think making the right choices from the beginning and having just good habits are just going to build your character. You know what I mean? Discipline, because, you know, you don't have to get, you know, kind of confused and distracted by all this noise about stuff. And yeah, you know what I mean? And you stay focused and you understand certain things. I think health, you know, food. I think now as I got older, right around late 30s, early 40s, I got really serious and I started eating super clean, fasting, all that other good stuff. But I wish now I probably would stuck more with. I worked out at a couple periods, but then I kind of just let that falter. But I think health, staying physically fit, you know what I mean, so that you can just through life you travel better. You end up feeling better by the end of your life, because I've know of my friends' parents and my parents and their parents. You know what I mean? You kind of see, So you have everything is at your fingertips with the technology and everything available that you understand. Health is going to be the next thing, because again, once you start off right with that life plan and then the health part, that's just going to continue to grow and kind of, you know what I mean? I think improve over time. Anyway, that would be my second thing.
I'm so glad you brought that one up. Again, I went on a big health journey last year. And let me just tell you, when you're 18 years old, certainly as a male, I have to assume it's true for females, but I don't know for sure. You're made of plastic. Right. Your ankle rolls and it hits the ground and you like spit on it and you're healed. Right. And now I just like stub my toe and I can't walk for a week. It's just, you just don't know how soon it goes. And you're absolutely right. If you don't take care of your health, I've seen so many people that are rich and they just can't do anything with it. Right. I think there's a saying that goes something like, when you're healthy, you can have a million problems, but when you're unhealthy, you have one. So again, I love that one. So the next one I'll go with for my number 2 is who you choose as a spouse, a significant other, is the most important decision. Most important decision. So again,
hands down.
When you're young and hormones are raging and you're in that honeymoon period and you're having sex everywhere and every time and it's amazing and it's lightning and thunder and all those things that are. Remember that won't last forever. So you've got to talk to them about money and spiritual and reality and religion and family. There's a lot more to relationships, especially if you want to be around this person for decades.
Right.
Trust me, that doesn't the sex,
the
earthquakes.
Goes so
it doesn't last forever. Let me just tell you that right now. Enjoy it while it lasts, but it don't last forever. So make sure you have really meaningful conversations.
Yes.
And because again, that person will make or break you. It just will make or break you. So that's my number 2.
The statistics speak for themselves. You know what I mean? And so I think getting the message across to men more than anybody else, less romance and more finance. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
And I'm not trying to be like a doomer and but I'm being real because the statistics speak for themselves, right? I don't know, like when you, again, an 18-year-old me or whatever, right? So another male, I would assume. So yeah, you got to understand the big picture, especially as you start to grow and build your wealth and your assets and stuff. You really got to make the right move to have, pick the right partner to accentuate that and not take away from that. You know what I mean? And so that's right. Where I think,
where are you going with number 3?
Man, so I think we pretty much covered the most part.
Well, I got another one for you. I'll let you riff off mine because I had an unfair advantage. I knew we were doing this. My next one actually is kind of how you and I started this conversation before I hit record, and that is the fact that time, right? You and I were joking about the ORAD event coming up in a month, but it felt like yesterday.
Yeah, discipline structure, like you understand. Yeah, the
time goes faster.
As you get older.
as you get older. And yeah, I mean, today when you're 18 years old, a year is 1/18 of your life. And you know, when you get to be our age, it feels like it goes by twice as fast.
Yes.
And the other thing I will tell you is you will all hopefully be
Mhm.
my age someday, our age someday,
Yes.
right? It's coming for you, right? Father Time
Mhm.
is undefeated. So just realize that you will be 50 plus someday. It's
Mhm.
coming for all of you, right? You're not some person who's going to suddenly figure out how to stay 18 forever.
Right.
What do you think?
Man, I mean, I don't know if you could pick this, you know what I mean? But again, if you had the right, household or however you were raised, and if you had the stability or mentorship or whatever, supervision, even for lack of a better word, that would allow you to kind of recognize, certain important things to focus on, again,
Yeah.
discipline, structure, foundation. And that usually stems from, religion a lot of times. But even if not even religion, if you just got a good, core family base, that's very, a support system of some sort that'll help guide you to make the right decisions in that. So yeah, that would be, oh man, it's just there's so many things I would tell myself going
Yeah.
back to 18 years. I know you just made me think about that. Like you said, I didn't even think about it until just now, but
Yeah.
um
Well, here's another one for you. Have you heard of this? So I had never heard of this 4-letter acronym until about a month ago. And it
uh-oh.
just stuck with me.
Okay.
So I'll say the acronym to see if you know what it means. It is
Mm.
FIBI as in boy. FIB as in boy I. You have any idea what that means?
No, I'm old.
F it, book it.
Oh. So just blowing money and just like flying
No,
around the
not
world, or what do you mean?
so it's not about being financially reckless.
Okay.
And the reason this stuck with me, because again, I like you, my initial reaction was, oh my God, that's the worst advice I've ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's financial irresponsibility. But anytime something sticks with me, I know there's a kernel of truth. And what I realized and finally got comfortable with, and I wrote about this on LinkedIn, I wrote one of my daily articles about FIBI, was for 20 years, Stephen, I said the word someday. Someday I will travel. Someday I will do this. Someday I will
Right.
do that. Someday. And, my daughter's 35 now, and I lost out on all those some days.
Right.
And I'm reminded of a conversation I had with a gentleman named Harry, who was worth $100 million, 9 figures.
Hmm.
And he was miserable. And we were on some fancy yacht somewhere or boat somewhere, and we were having drinks or dinner or something. And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, I got to know him, right? Because we're on this crazy cruise together. And he goes, Michael, I got to tell you, I would trade 20 years of my life to have 1 year of travel with my wife. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, Michael, I built a big business. I sold it for 9 figures. I can do anything I want, anywhere I want, at any time, but it's crap. I told my wife that someday she would get to travel, and someday we'd do first class, and someday we'd fly private, and someday.
Mm-hmm.
And after, I don't know, 45 or 50 years of marriage, she unfortunately got sick and she passed really quickly.
Mm.
And this gentleman now basically spends the entire year traveling, and near as I can tell is miserable
Mm-hmm.
because he's missing his wife.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why FIBI means something to me, is sometimes you just got to fuck it, book it, and go make the memories.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're not telling anybody to like just, be
Yeah, we're not telling them
irresponsible
being
to some
stupid.
degree. I mean,
Yeah.
if it's gonna ruin you, like, you might
Yeah, but
not
there's
want.
lots of trips you could take that don't cost
Oh,
very much.
100%. Yeah, you don't gotta
Yeah.
go delusions of grandeur and travel like Zuber, you know what I mean? Like you could be, a little bit more, financially responsible, like Stephen Dow here. Anyway, I'm kidding. No, we're both bougie. I like my bougie stuff. But nevertheless, I agree with you. As I get older too, looking back, I sometimes tell some of my friends, that are married, have children, I'm a little jelly, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I always joke around, hundreds, stacks of $100 bills don't hug you back, you know.
Yes, exactly.
So
Although they keep
that's
you warm if yeah.
why you think I'm sweating, man? I'm sweating. I'm sweating. Anyway,
Yeah,
no, long
blankets
story
100s.
short, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I agree, Mike. I think,
Yeah. I got one
like,
more for you. I
what's
got one
that?
more. My
What's that?
last one. This was a big one for me. And again, I say this
Uh-huh.
is a huge mistake.
Uh-huh.
Stop chasing stuff.
Now you get all mushy and a little like, yeah, a little like, but
I mean,
yes, I mean,
I
again,
remember buying the stupid car and the stupid
oh
this and
yeah,
the
thumper,
stupid
extra
that and the
long,
stupid that and the stupid this. Oh yeah, I got all kinds of stupid
focus,
in my closet.
discipline, again, goes back to that. It stems from that. I agree with you 100%. You know, you get caught up in, what's popular, whatever else, but with the right guidance, they can kind of understand that. And I think kids grow up watching and learning from what they see, right?
Yeah.
And so from the household, man, we can go on and on. So if you're making the right choices in the beginning, disciplined enough to know your value, you build up yourself, self-improvement, health, everything else, mind, body, you're probably going to be making the right moves, maybe at work, or maybe take some chances too when you're young because you can afford the rebound, right? That'd be
Hmm.
another thing I would say, right? Because the really successful people I've known, friends wise, they took some big chances, a lot of them. Some took some other like life paths that, hey, they really worked towards it and they got a nice little kind of, seed thing or pension, whatever the case is. But the ones that are like, upper echelon, they took some chances and it really paid off. So I think that would be another thing. But yeah, again, like you said, Mike, discipline without being, kind of confused and distracted by all that materialistic stuff because it goes away, man. It just,
It
you're
does.
thinking, oh, rap videos or whatever it is that you're trying to keep up with the Joneses this and that, you know what I mean? And you're trying to look all
Yeah.
fly. And it just all, man, again, and I go back, I don't want to sound also like, preachy, but foundation, man, family values, and then religion tends to give you that. So then you're not focused on that stuff a lot of times.
Yeah.
Most of the friends that I have or that I've met that, have a really strong faith, they're typically not as like, superficial or as far as
Hmm.
materialistic, I think, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of them are very successful, but they don't show it in such a way versus some of my other kind of, acquaintances or friends that are a little bit of that. So yeah, I would agree, man. I would agree. That's
Very,
a good thing. But yeah, oh, but yeah, don't chase
very
that.
cool.
Yeah, no, relationships, memories. Now you and I get older, you could take that with you. You can't take them dollars or that
Uh,
gold or crypto,
yeah.
whatever it is with you. You know what I mean? So
Love it. Love it. Well,
yeah.
Stephen, you're always fun, man. Thank you for riffing on this. We always come up with these topics last minute. So I appreciate you. If somebody wanted to reach out and talk real estate or being 50 plus, how do they reach out?
um, email down there, sdow@velocitymortgage.com. Subject line, put the acronym ORAAT to get past the firewall. Body the email, maybe brief description, what you're looking for, FICO score or something like that. At least city and state to make sure I lend there. And then, best phone number to reach out, and typically 24, well, now more like 48, 72 hours, I'll be in touch.
Awesome, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you for doing this.
Thanks, Mike.